Hello everyone, welcome to the Ethereum market update for Brave New Coin. I'm your host Carl, lead trader and portfolio manager at Techimi Capital. Quick disclaimer, this video does not constitute financial advice and is intended for educational purpose only. Well guys, hey, I'm back from vacation. If you haven't noticed, I released my Bitcoin market update 6 hours ago on my own YouTube channel. So make sure you follow me there, and the link to my channel is in the video description below. I suggest that you listen to that video first, since I overviewed the DXY, SP500, and NASDAQ charts, which I won't cover in this Ethereum market update. Now, if you want to wait a couple of days, the Bitcoin market update will be released also on this channel, on Brave New Coin channel. So it's totally up to you. Just want to give you the heads up. All right, that's it. Let me start by going over some key market updates and drivers for this week. You have many companies in the next 3 days who are gonna report their earnings, and you have Tuesday, Wednesday, July 26, 27 this week as well, the FOMC meeting and the rate hike of 75 basis points. That's gonna happen. Everybody's expecting 75, so let's see what happens. And then on top of all this madness, you have the Q2 GDP that will be released on Thursday, July 28th this week too. So a lot of things going on. I don't know, like if you have time to track all this, then great. Me, as you guys saw, I put a tweet out that I scaled out of my Bitcoin position from average 19K because I honestly don't have time to track all this. This week is going to be very volatile. So too many things going on. If you feel comfortable holding through, great. I banked my profit on Bitcoin. You should do so as well on Ethereum, in my opinion. At least take half the profit if you're writing this from lower. All right, without further ado, let's jump to, before jumping on this Ethereum long-term chart, let me go to the Kingfisher Ethereum liquidation map, which I want to start to incorporate in my videos. Just to give an idea here, you see here, Ethereum has a big cluster of, look at this spike here, 1,373. We have a big liquidation, long liquidation here. So if Ethereum flushes down, which is my call, and we'll overview that shortly, flushes down, the relief pump is over, and we go down to the low 1,400, we could trigger a long liquidation cascade down to 1,300 and even down to 1,200, which is a 200 weekly mark roughly here. And then we have some more longs liquidation laying down here at $1,000 down to $900. So it looks like we could go after the longs first, but hey, we'll see what happens. You also have some short liquidations from 1,600 and up to 1,900 or $2,000. Some spikes here up there, not much going on really. 2,238. Don't think we get there really. Maybe if we even continue this relief bump, we'll get to 1,900 or $2,000. Anyways, that's it for that one. Let's have a look at the Ethereum long-term chart that you're all familiar with for the past 2 months. So let's go over that. The 1 weekly Bollinger Midband, this red line right here, is now laying at roughly $2,100 following the weekly close yesterday, or the day before. Historically, no, it was yesterday. And historically, in a bear market, at least for Ethereum, it will only get tested typically in Q1 or Q2 of the next year. So in that case, it will be 2023. If you look here, back in 2018, that's when it happened. We bottomed and we started going and we started testing it again. Now, I don't personally, I know a lot of people are calling that we're going to test $2,000, 2,200. I'm having a hard time seeing that, especially with the current macro and global macros. And you see here we have a huge block of resistance that I've showed you guys like a long time ago. It's been there on my chart for quite a while. It's very similar to 2018-19 bear market. I'm having a hard time seeing we get above that. And that's roughly The resistance, we stop literally right below that resistance. Now, if we want to wick into it, that's possible. Maybe do a scam pump or a stop hunt up to 1,750. We see here there are wicks here, and that signal the resistance starting from there up to 2,100, 2,200. I think that would be the end of this pump, 1,600, 1,500, but we'll see what happens. I think from here it could be elevator down, but we'll figure it out. I'll discuss that a little bit further in a bit. But yeah, since last we spoke on the previous video, Ethereum was able to surge back above the 200 weekly MA, as you see here. The last video was literally when we're here. And then, yeah, I regained the 200 weekly MA. Well, Bitcoin did not, which is quite interesting. Bitcoin is still battling this. Ethereum is ahead. Right now, it makes sense to me that Ethereum here, if it topped and the relief pump is over, we would go back down. And if we're bull, we would back test that 200 weekly MA at 1,250 or 1,240 in the coming weeks. Now, if it holds, and it holds into August, September, October, then maybe this is the bottom. But I'm still vouching and rooting for another leg down to $800 and $650 range for the final bottom. That's personally me. I don't see how the next few months with the war ongoing, the recession potentially hitting us, and a bunch of other global macros, how Ethereum would hold up above the 200 weekly MA. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, you remember last update I said if we close the weekly above the 200 weekly MA, I would turn cautiously bullish, expecting 1,500, 1,600 next. So this has been fulfilled and has played out, as we see here. So it's a good time to bank profit if you have not done so. When I tweeted about it, anything above, if you're keeping your trade open, you can keep maybe half the position or 25% of the Ethereum position open just in case we go up. That's up to you. But yeah, you can leave that to bank at $1,900, $2,000. And just in case, I mean, because I did show this for Bitcoin on the monthly and weekly chart, what would be the case of Ethereum not going deeper and somehow proving me wrong that we will not get another sell-off, right? So the case would be that I'm taking the same fractal, and I think the most bullish case I can think of that would ignore recession, like if you believe that recession is not going to happen and stuff until a long time from now, and if you ignore the global macros, then I think you would look at this blue fractal from 2018, but the bottom would be starting from now, right? And we would top here, or with a wick to 1,700 or something, maybe a little bit higher again. And we would start to see Ethereum going back down to retest the 200 weekly MA. If it holds at 1,200, which I'm having, again, hard time believing it does, and this will be what, September, and start pumping maybe into the September 19 Ethereum pause activation, then yeah, maybe we do have a case here, and this is the bottom, and we just start to trend up into the year end. But I'm having a hard time seeing this because typically before year end in the bear market, there's a lot of tax harvesting happening by institutions, and it's very hard to see that Ethereum will just find support here unless the stock market bottoms as well, which is not what I'm seeing in my charts. You guys know that I'm seeing, pulling all the recession factors that I have, like related to Bitcoin or I mean SP 500 and NASDAQ. You guys know that there's another steep sell-off that's going to happen in August or September, and that will look for a bottom around October, November for us. So I don't think Ethereum and crypto can hold up till then, really, above the 200 weekly MA. It's very tough to see. But in case I'm wrong, this is what you would look for, really, that blue fractal Similar to what I shared on the Bitcoin monthly, you would see some kind of similar setup. I'm not saying 100% its own, but it could be like an ascending triangle playing out. And if we hold 1,200 into September, October, and then we start, if that's the case, we start breaking up from this bear parallel log channel, then I will probably comes October, end of October, I would start to scale back in Ethereum. I'll look for confirmation, and it will probably go up to 3,200, 3,400 and top there, which is a strong resistance. But I'm having a hard time, especially there's a huge block of resistance here in red at 1,800 to 2,200. So we'll see what happens. I still think I'm rooting for the purple fractal down to 800 and 650. That makes the most sense to me. The trend for me is still down. Anyways, that's enough talking. I don't want to take this video longer than it should be. Let's have a look at the lower support potential final bottoms level, which I reviewed before, but I just want to give you guys a refresher. So $800 or 650 would be the most likely capitulation bottom and final bottom to consider. It will be an 84% drawdown from the all-time high. If not, if that cannot hold going into end of 2022, then we would look at much deeper than that, which will be 91% or 90% drawdown from the all-time high, which will bring us roughly at $440 and 410, which is roughly right here, a little bit above that. That will be the support right here. I don't want to add those support right here, right now yet, so I don't want to mess up the chart, look too complicated or too cluttered, but I'll add those maybe some green rectangles there for those areas. And the worst outcome would be similar to 2018, maybe a 94% drawdown from the all-time high, which will bring us down to 330 or 290. So roughly right there on this bottom log bull channel that I have here drawn. So we'll see what happens though. It's I don't think 94% makes sense. Although in 2018 we had that, but it was ICO driven. Yeah, let's see what happens, guys. I think 800, 650 right now is the target I'm seeing as the worst outcome. And similar to what I overviewed on Bitcoin and previous Ethereum bear market, we could see very easily a 3-drive bearish pattern develop, right? So if you look at 2018, we have 1, 2, and 3 legs or 3 drive down. In this case right now we have 1 and 2, right, and most likely a third one coming later. So let's see what happens, but yeah, I think there's still a missing third leg down we're waiting for. So cool. Now we have two potential scenarios, just like I have for Bitcoin. In case I'm wrong, I'm happy to call it out and say that I'm wrong and that the bottom in the next leg down to $800 was off from my end. And then if that's the case, then at least we have a backup plan, which I'm representing roughly here in blue with a blue fractal, which would mark a bottom into an ascending triangle, give and take. Something similar, yeah, to 2018, or something similar that Bitcoin has done back on the March 2020 COVID crash. It also did an ascending triangle that spanned over several months, and then we ended up breaking up. So we'll see what happens, but yeah, I'm still siding for more comfortable, not risking my hard-earned money, and still comfortable being in cash right now until proven otherwise. Yeah, and if you look at if I look at the SOPR here, which measures the investor selling for a loss or profit, we still don't see a capitulation wick down. And this indicator right here, similar to March 2020, we had the wick, the indicator showing -3, Back in 2018, we hit -6. So there's still nothing here proving to me that we are in capitulation. Like, not everything is lining up. That's all I'm trying to say. The volume looks good, but it was also as high or less higher than the May 2021 bottom on Ethereum, which what happened as it happened at 1,800, 1,700. Yeah, so I'm still not convinced we bottom, but yeah. All right. Beside that, we probably have much more time to come up with either a double bottom and stuff, so we're not missing out anything. Okay. Let's circle to the short term. Short term is going to be tough to predict, but I'll outline what I think is going to be possible. So let's have a look at what I said before. So in my last update 3 weeks ago, give and take, if you remember my squiggle, I was waiting for the red scenarios to 800 and 650 right here. We're roughly around here when I give that update. Now, obviously, there was we followed instead the green setup that I outlined here, and now there was a mistake. So I was thinking that the Q2 GDP will come out with the US CPI release on July 13, but it did not. So my assumption was off because of I had the Q2 GDP for that date with the CPI. So that was off, and I tried to put a tweet about it, and I commented on the YouTube video back then for Ethereum saying, hey, there's a mistake in there. Now that did affect the trade, so this one turned out to be wrong. The red setup did not happen. We didn't get a sell-off to 800 or 650. But what played out was the alternate scenario, which was the green path to 1,600, 1,500, which was said would be the most logical top, and it was at the top of this resistance of that descending triangle here that we had. If you extend this resistance, that would bring you 1,500, 1,600. So my assumption on the second scenario would turn out to be right. And I give two conditions for that green setup to happen, and we all fulfilled all of them. A strong push above 1,130 and a daily weekly close above the 200 weekly MA, which happened, and we closed at 1,300. So this gave us the confirmation, the second confirmation needed. Now, if you were writing this, if you saw my tweet and you took profit here, or at least a partial profit, I think you did great. Anything from here upside is going to be risky and limited, especially going into this week with all the events that's going to happen. So I'll overview these. So I'm going to delete this red scenario here. I'm going to try to give you guys some potential squiggles or forecasts, at least for the next month, and then we'll see what will happen from there. Yeah, I just find it unlikely for Ethereum to rally into the FOMC and Q2 GDP. That's my thing. So yeah, and heading into August, September, I think we still will see Ethereum going down from there to 800 and 650. In this case, let me look at the 3-day band. Yeah, if we drop from here, which would be the most logical outcome, if I look at the 3-day band, let me push this away. We could do something like this. Like we top at 1,500, 1,600. We drop down below the 200 weekly MA, and we would sell down to 800 and 650 to September, end of October. And that could be maybe the bottom with Bitcoin as well. And then we would, instead of doing like the cringy double bottom, maybe we'll do an inverted head and shoulder. I don't know. And we spike back up into October, November to 1,480. I'm not too sure. This is one potential setup. And you see here the 3-day mid band, the 3-day Bollinger bottom band is roughly at $800. So that seems logical to me. Let me keep that fractal here, just so we have it at hand. Now, short term, if you see here now, we made the lower low. Actually, I was gonna say, Ethereum was doing great doing higher highs and lower and higher lows, but now it just took out the lows here, 1,400, and we worked to 1,450. If you want to buy here and put a tight stop loss below that level, like maybe at 1,430, that's up to you. Yeah, I prefer to bank profit at this area and wait it out. I think the upside is limited. If you look here, we have 1,714, 1,760. This is a good resistance here. A lot of people are waiting here to sell into, but it's possible that we could see Ethereum, if it holds this range the whole week and closes daily candles above it, it's possible that maybe we see a trend up like this and we fake out and we stop everybody and we top at 1,750, give and take 1,700s, and we go back down. If that happens and we close a daily candle back 1,600, maybe it's a good short, and that's when you know you could sell if you're still holding. And then we sell down. I'm pretty sure we would sell down to $1,000, and then we trend down into the year end. If that's not the case, and if we hold up and our relief pump has some legs, because if you look here, guys, you see we made some fake out here, pushed higher, and then we sold down. So it's quite possible we do the same thing. But yeah, if that's not the case and the relief pump has legs and the stock market somehow this week bottoms, see right now it's recuperating. So if you guys bought here, you put your stop loss in profit if it recoups to 1,500, and then that's great. It's a great trade short term at least. But yeah, if this holds up and we don't fake out to 1,700 and the stock market rallies higher, then there is a possibility of going higher to $1,900, $2,000. I think here that will be the top. I don't think we'll be able to get higher than this area, and we would sell down again into August. I don't see anything favorable in August. Yeah, and I think we sell down from here. So a lot of scenarios here, guys. I'm not gonna make a call on which one will play out 100%. You have three. So in my opinion, I think going down from here makes the most sense. Let me call it this red. It's something similar I covered for Bitcoin short term. Is I think we topped. I think the relief pump is over, and we will sell down from here. Go back, retest the lows, and comes September and POS will be a sell the news event, and then after that we can put down the bottom and start rallying up. I think that's what I would root for. Anything from here upside is limited and is risky. So let's see what happens. I'll leave it to that. If anybody has a comment or you want to discuss this further, you think otherwise, let me know in the comments below, or let me know in Discord. Join my Discord channel. I'm always there. Trying to respond, and happy to hear any ideas from everybody. All right, I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. This is a big cluster of news. Let's see what happened and events that's going to happen around here. So yeah, a lot of fluctuation could happen, a lot of stop hunts. So be careful and manage your risk accordingly and your stop losses. All right, squeeze momentum indicator. Overall, looked at this is a momentum indicator. If you look at it right now, it's kind of on all the time frame. It's kind of overall neutral to bearish, but it's also resetting here at these levels. If the longer we stay in this range, most likely we are resetting the indicator. So I can't really rely on that, I would say. I typically don't. The daily looks fine. If I look at the 3-day, it's gonna cross up to bullish. So there is a potential of, yeah, I mean, there's definitely potential if we take out this range high and pump past 1,700s, that we can go higher to 1,900, 2,000, and hit that 3-day top band. Bollinger Band. I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. But those wicks here don't look great on the 3-day candles. It looks like more downside. I don't know. It's hit and miss, guys. This one is complicated. So that's why I would say take some profit here, like I said before. Yeah, if there is anything I'm saying, I'll put up an update on my own channel, short video, but it's too much of a gamble for me to consider this. If you guys want to take a short, you're waiting to take a leverage short, probably best is to wait, get that confirmation, maybe the stop hunt, and we go back in the range. That's when you will short, or wait for $1,900 or $2,000 for that short, because from there definitely we're gonna sell off. Yeah, I think that's it. Let me grab that that one. This one here is that blue fractal I reviewed with you guys on the long-term chart here, which is an ascending triangle bottom. That's probably the most bullish thing that I can think of. Yeah, so I can leave it there. Let's see how it plays out the next. If this is the bottom, we ignore the macros and all that stuff. Could this play out like something similar? I'm not saying it's going to be 100% the same. I'm not expecting history to repeat itself, especially a previous bear market action. But maybe something similar, go back down, up here, go back down, this holds. We'll see what could happen comes October. I'll be very surprised though if October comes and we're still at those levels. And the 200 weekly MA held at 1,200 after being tested. Let me actually clear this up here. We'll keep this for the next video, but that's it will be very bullish if we held the previous stop as support and 200 weekly MA. Really bullish going into October, August, September, and October, doing nothing at these levels. But again, I'm not convinced. Okay. All right, let's wrap this up quite fast. Ethereum BTC here, the last chart. This trade, you guys were aware, 6 weeks ago, I gave you guys that trade to buy at 0.055 and 0.050 range. That was hit, told you guys hold on to it and look to sell near 0.069, maybe a little bit lower at 0.065. That area has been hit, and yeah, and I tweeted about it. If you sold there, you did a great profit, Bitcoin profit. Great job to you. It was pretty much spot on. Now, is there a possibility of going higher? I mean, yeah, sure, it's possible. But I think we'll do like 2018, give and take. We'll chop around this area and start to sell down into further into this bear market. And typically, yeah, that breakdown would happen around August into September on ETH BTC. So that's what I think will happen. Now, if I'm proven wrong, I would think if there's any upside, it will be very limited. We would go and maybe test this resistance here at 0.077, 0.077, 0.078 maybe. But it's very limited upside in my opinion. I think if this is a pump for the POS, proof of stake activation in September, we would top a month or so before and then would sell down. I don't think we would keep rallying into that event personally, but hey, whatever, let's see what happens. At least we bank some profit here. But yeah, I think that relief pump is done, similar to May 2018. This is where that fractal is from, roughly here, and then we should start selling down. The next support area, strong support area, once all this that relief pump retraces fully down, is going to be 0.03, 0.0. Well, the first one is 0.035, but the strongest is 0.033 to 0.030. So that would be a good area to take a short-term trade and buy there. And remember, guys, historically speaking, ETH BTC always remains, like I said, in a bear market for roughly 581 days. It's best to assume it will do the same thing as it did in 2018-19, just to be safe. And that would bring us to the final bottom roughly being a good buy around August to September, October 2023 at 0.0256, 0.0227. That's it, guys. So this concludes this Ethereum market report. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel and my channel. And link to my YouTube, Twitter, and Discord channels can be found under this video. Take care, happy trading. Make sure you follow me on Twitter as well. I'll be posting some updates in the next few days for all these charts that I've shared in the video, so I can keep you updated. All right, take care, guys. Peace out.